Good evening, everybody. My name is Selvan. It's a Tamilian, but born and brought up in Bihar, then Mysore, then Bangalore. And I am in this field of construction industry. I am a plumbing engineer for the last 25 years. And I do major plumbing works in Pan India. And Seabiscuit Solution is a company which is a startup to solve problem of water. So in apartments, underlying density, which is paid as per you use, it's not for water. Water you pay up for the area that you occupy rather than what you use. And now the yarn is going on that you have to conserve water. So for conserving water, first you should know how much you are using. That's the benchmark. So that when you have that benchmark, then you start saving or conserving. So this, being a plumbing contractor, this idea came to me because something background happened. I am staying in an apartment and somebody shouted at me and all that. So then we went to the petrol bunk. And there I saw that there is something which is flowing. The association can see the total consumption. The apartment owner can log in and you can see the real-time consumption of his water. So this because basically I'm a contractor. So the industry was also bad. So it took me about 4 years now to get the thing platform ready. And I had 2 exhibitions. One, I am an IP member, Indian Plumbing Association, and one more is International Sanitation and Heating. So in this exhibition, I got a lot of exposure from South Africa and Dubai, where Australia was mandatory. But the communication protocol was different. They were using Embers and they were using Wi-Fi. So now I have told my team to develop Embers. So now, after 4 years, and then these flow sensors are much cheaper from China, China and all. So I bought about 40 of them, and each are giving erratic results. So it took me about 6 months of trial to find out where the fault was. Now we have identified a manufacturer in Ahmedabad who is exporting to Europe. So now we are tied up with him for the flow sensors. So now I am very confident the product is fully ready. I have done a demo for Shobha. It's the whole thing, the concrete barrier, everything was tried and tested in Shobha corporate office. The first excitement in the construction industry is, yes, it's a beautiful product. Then the finance guy comes in. Then the budget comes in. And then Multan may be from market next year they think. So out of all that only I could convert 2 people. One is TVS Motors, which has come into real estate. Now they have incorporated, they are going for this meeting for all their future products and other shareholders. But as a revenue, this will all happen next year as an order coming in because of RERA. The RERA Act came, so you can't give order and just sit on it. So this is a brief. The problems are this: each apartment they can see the whole thing. Solution is by installing this, can do the real-time consumption. And I was shortlisted for Lavasa, Pune. So Lavasa is 27,000 acres development. There the problem is each villa is about 3 crores, 4 crores. They buy it, but they occupy it only in the summer or whenever they come on a vacation. And what happens is they use the water, and they have a water meter, the manual meter is there. And the amount of water is they use about 120 or 100. It's not that they don't want to pay, it slips their mind. And now this 100 rupees has come, is becoming a climbing like a mountain. And now Lavasa is wondering whether they should have a department to recover this money. Which is again, it doesn't say good about the organization also. But this thing is slowly morning, it's showing in their books. So now then they ask, can you make it prepaid? Like he charges for 100 rupees. And then he only charges 100 rupees. So we introduce a solenoid valve. And it can be prepaid. So whatever amount he wants, that much water will go and then we stop. Okay, then we want to do this for Shobha and all that. But in the construction industry, the main goal, what we are doing is to measure the water. So the Shobha technical team knows why do we want to introduce a solenoid valve? Because the solenoid valve fails, your product fails. And solenoid valve is a water thing. So there's a 2 different things. But Lavasa needs it. Townships will need it. Like Jharkhand government now needs it. Because definitely the next year, another 10 years, we will not get meter reading guys. Because the meter reading son is himself an engineer. So there's no way you'll get a meter reading guy. So so Jharkhand government is there. So now I am in a platform where I know how I can convert the investors' money into a thing, into a real investment or thing. The one more thing is Wipro. Wipro did a lot of research and then they have found out that water is the only segment where the penetration of technology, information technology is very low. Whereas electrical, AC, air conditioning, everything is there on your home. So now they have started as with water. So I had a meet with them also. So he was a good gentleman, clean guy. So he told them, you don't come now because we might copy it. So you come after 2 years, once you have some benchmark, then you come, then you might try it. And now in India we are already talking about it. The smart city, it is incorporated. But even L&T, we are already talking about it, but it's not implemented. But the rest of the world, it is mandatory. Like Dubai Electricity and Water Board, 80% of the water which is supplied to the apartment has to be treated and given back to Deva, which they use it for the cooling towers and cleaning of roads and industrial purpose. Now, if the Indian market opens, it will be a huge, if they make it mandatory. Here it's not become mandatory, now the norms have come into place. So now I am only doing awareness. I have shown to brigade, all that is there. Everybody is there, but once now others is implemented. So once others implements it, next year the other competitors have to implement it. Like Prestige, because he is giving ideas to give. This is how the clubhouse culture was started. Clubhouse culture started with Adarsh Garden, where he gave a small swimming pool. So the rest, they gave a swimming pool, then a clubhouse, then they gave a badminton court. So once one, now so it's there, the future is there on this. So anything, so okay, this sort of how the slide about. So market size is the whole, because already I have inquiries from South Africa and Dubai. So I told them that I don't want any kind of a deposit. You first set the thing and then you buy about 1,000 pieces, something that gives me the revenue to start up. But this product has to be certified. Now I am talking to IFOMO. IFOMO is International Association of Plumbing and Mechanical Organization. So the challenge with the IFOMO is that this this product, this is a flow sensor. Okay, this is electronics. And what communicates is information technology. So which body will certify this? Because I am talking to the IFOMO, because the product is to do with water. So all they can say is this has to be food grade plastic. But this they cannot certify. The cloud again, electronics they cannot certify because it comes to IT. So after 6 months they came out with a solution saying we will certify the performance. No, you have to find a way out, no? Because all this is so what we are doing is what is the product doing? It's going to measure water. So that's the performance. So we will certify the performance of the product. But this integration in plumbing in the future will happen. Information technology will come into pumps, electronics will come into pumps, all that. So now they are working on how to get a certification model. So in the meantime, they told me certify the performance of this. So once I get the IFOMO certification for performance, then for South Africa I get the CASA certification. And Europe and I think is acceptable. For Australia it's a different thing. Okay. Anything else? Anything you want to ask?
What's the
cost? Okay. For me it costs about 3,500 rupees. But there are competitors, they are importing. Vitron is one more with handpicked. They are selling at 9,000. So I am pitched at 7,500. So when I go to brigade, I say, aapke liye hum 5,000. So I start off with 7,000. I don't want to get the competition. Because then they'll start talking on how to bring down the price. The difference about my product and their product is wired. You put out the wire, the signal will not go, but the water will flow.
Why are you not charging the same rate?
Of 3,500.
No, 7,000.
No, I see 9,000, I told 7,500. Because the Indian product.
So why not 9,000?
I don't know, it's just intuition.
Why? It's wireless. So
Yeah, it's just an intuition. Just an intuition. No, because if he's charging 9, when he goes across the table, he'll come down to 7,500.
So you could say 10 and then come back to 9.
I don't know, it was just a lower rhyme or reason to answer the question. Just an intuition. Yeah. And with volume, the electronic component, again, the cost will come down. So once volume comes down, you have a feeling it will come to about 2.5.
So is there any equipment involved in this?
No, I can't, because this is available all over. Only thing is the communication part is wired and all that. That's the only thing.
So are you saying nobody in India is doing it?
No, they are doing. Vitron is doing it. Here from Bangalore,
But somebody is making the product here.
making the product.
Only you are doing it.
Only I am. And this Ahmedabad guy who does it, he also does it for the European company. He doesn't sell it in India. So I will be the first customer if it is coming to. So he has got the necessary certification. That's why his thing was accurate. It was 0.5 FSC.
So what if he starts selling it in India?
He's got a wire technology. His core business is to manufacture. He has copy paste the wire thing he has. Not the wireless part. Competition will come. There is no doubt about it. Once the Indian market opens, Hong Kong guys will come down. Europeans will come on.
I
Everybody will come on.
This is a hot market.
And I have survived competition.
No, I know a company which is in retail level but doesn't.
Same.
Yeah, Elmeasure is doing it. I mean, correct.
Right. See, even now we have come into it. I love competition. They are running in Arishan. I saw the floor and I told them this is the floor. And the plumbing or the construction industry is more happy than I am doing because we already have a relationship for 20 years. So that's the biggest advantage that I can talk one to one. So that is the only advantage.
So what
And
kind of
competition
money
is
are
good.
you
Huh?
looking for?
That is depends on what they invest. I can explain to. I already have a petition for a tender for Shahjahan City Board. That was 3 months back. The order value was 80 crores, but I didn't have the IFO certification. And the thing is, the PMC in Dubai, they are all Indians. But it's a PMC is a UK company or something, but the people there are Indian, and they were excited because they made in India. So they wanted to push on a. So they thought, okay, get the certification. By the time this confusion was happening, I am how to certify the product. So now they have come with the solution. So I thought, okay, next year for the tender I'll pitch it.
So what kind of money are you looking for?
About 50 lakhs. We started with Australia, South Africa, US, global market. And here awareness.
Do you have a slide? How do you propose to spend that 50 lakhs?
I had only 5 minutes to do this. That's why I'm not showing the whole thing. I got it last night in the car. I have the whole other thing I have. If you want, I can share it with. And I didn't have my laptop to copy paste all that financials and all that. So if it's there, I can. Now I have it. I can copy it to the pen drive. It's the main reason or the outflow of money is for certification, for marketing, and I want to tie up with. I know the consultants pan India. They need to. Consultants ultimately they specify they are the watchdogs for the thing. And I have plumbing contractors who work from IPA, Indian Plumbing Association. So make them as a channel partner. He will have his own client. Like I have each one in each city, and installation becomes easy for a plumbing contractor. He knows the how. So that's the thing. So before starting, you see, if I have 1 lakh and start, then again I have to stop. See, this is what happened in the last 3
But
years.
50 lakhs you think is
No, I start rolling in the, I will start getting the revenue back. No?
any other clarification?
See, this is to get to the first thing. So once I get the advance, or it starts rolling in, then I don't need. Or at that point, if there is a huge order or something, then we can talk to again to the investor, see the potential and see. I can ask for 5 crores, 6 crores, whatever, and give the projection also. But what is the point if it has to be justified also, no? Even 50 lakhs is high. But it's a budgetary, it's okay. Because the travel cost initially will be more. If you have to tap where the market is ready. Abroad market is ready. Here we are talking, it will take 2 years. But once it starts here, it will start with a boom. And more players will be there, it's okay.
I think it's a great product because water is not free anymore, which we think. That's why you're not getting traction because we think water is free.
No, it's almost free. Like Bangalore supplies at 8 paisa a liter, Chennai supplies at 4 paisa a liter.
Right, but
So when the developer, when they go with all this, the finance guy comes back and sees the return of investment.
no.
And there the whole thing gets.
So I think what probably you can do is to say that what is the loss they are making, or what is the impact.
It's the awareness of social
Yeah,
impact.
the social impact, the awareness system really strong because there will be, each one of us know water is precious. Somebody will tell you third world war will be fought on water. Karnataka and Tamil Nadu
So they are
will be
talking.
fighting on water.
Told you, yeah.
Yeah, but I think if you can think about that impactful numbers.
I have talked, I have spoken, I have done. But the impact also is very good till the MD level of Ajay Shankar. Okay, but then when the whole thing comes into the economics and comes into paper, no, then think about it, the market बढ़ने So,
Yeah,
so this is a feedback I am telling you, which I have got.
no, it is naturally because we think air and water.
No, but see, like
So for
the CEO of TVS Motor, Mr. Chakraman, he was very thrilled with it. So he implemented. It just takes that one man on the top if he is excited to take that decision. To say, okay, I told Shobha all came to the game plan saying, that you take the marketing budget and put it here. Sell your homes as smart homes. Okay, yeah, you have a market, you have a huge marketing budget, take it and put it here. But anyway, they are telling the next project, you will see next project. So I was also waiting for things for the good. So this is where I stand now. literally.
Yeah, so, in fact, last week we were talking about this prepaid water meters and things like that. Because I've done prepaid power meters.
Power is
and
easy, yeah. Okay.
postpaid power meters.
Yeah.
But very similar challenges, as in, so sometimes if you're using your GPRS, right, you're using
Yeah.
the SIM card, sometimes signal at hours congested problems, so they want some contingency plans, they want Ethernet, Zigbee, a lot of technologies are there.
Yeah, Zigbee is
That
the-
is one aspect of that to worry about. The second thing I think which is more important for your model is, what we figured out was when we go into the same segment, right, we're talking to real estate chaps, right? The way we kind of pitched this was, we said you can use almost like a subscription model, pay on a node,
Yeah,
right? So the nodal cost, so instead of
yeah.
paying,
1.1.
instead of paying for the unit, you pay on a node, and then pay an AMC. So we were able to cover the cost that way. AMCs typically work.
Yeah, it can be covered.
I think you should.
So we are talking about it. We are talking to the banks also. The bank will, so it will be so the bank pays me upfront and they take the EMI. It's a three-party.
No, he's not talking about the bank.
No, I'm
he is talking about the
EMI.
EMI part.
No, EMI.
So I have to service my financial thing. No, I can.
No, not EMI. I'm
Not
talking
EMI.
about giving it as a subscription service
Okay.
to the customer.
So you don't
So because what we
in one-
found was the real estate chaps, especially in the NCR region, are going through tough times after demonetization.
Yeah, everything is
Most
covered.
of the guys were struggling. And we sell our smart meters significantly expensive, 13,000 rupees, whereas you can get normal meters for 1,400 rupees, right? So how do you justify that? So the way we kind of build that is, we said you build that as an OPEX, and what you do is you pay us a 20%, up to 20% fee for AMC. And what you can do is, and this is again building into the smart home model, is there are these customer display units which some of these fancy houses have.
Yeah.
If you are able to push, the data into that customer display unit, which is in all these houses with fancy graphs and all,
Yeah.
the builder charges money on that because it looks fancy, and he offsets part of this cost to you there.
Yeah.
And that actually worked well for us.
And
In
they
fact,
do share the API. So
yeah.
we need to get that.
yeah,
data
very,
structure.
very neat. I mean, we were able to sell to some of the largest, to Hansel and all. I mean, they just went and just bought this.
Yeah.
Of course, the big challenge there is same thing. New construction means
The,
signals back, telecom signals back. So how do you get the data over? So that's where we had to come with different protocols. We had to do Ethernet, we had to do Wi-Fi as a backup,
Okay.
and Zigbee also as a backup. RF sometimes, of course, you will not
we
be
have
able
RF,
to do
Zigbee
this.
and MS.
Okay, so you should think through this different models of how do you financially modulate this. I think that is something we can do. If you need any help, let us know.
Okay.
We had to really do some.
Okay, one more thing is
juggling.
now what I have told my guys to is, now see, once I have the data in my hand about the water, so we can give alerts. If there is a constant,
SMS alert.
if there is a constant negligible flow between 12 midnight to 5 in the morning, we can just give an alert saying it's a leak in your toilet. Whether he attends or not is his thing. So once we have the data, so we can play around with these kind of.
And this-
And once you have a ceiling of not so much liters, like we designed for 120 liters, so you achieve your ceiling with all that is there.
I think it's a great space because this is really taking off now. Prepaid electricity meters took
Prepaid
at least
LCs,
4
a lot of
years.
people are there.
4 years. I mean, we
Yeah.
started in 2008. That time
At
nobody
the time I
was
started to develop this product.
But now I think even Westcom, not Westcom, the BWSSB will be willing to look at proof of POCs. And
No,
really
they have to change because you will not get meter reading,
Yeah.
all this is not going to happen.
Yeah. So I think you are in a good space, but try to see how you can creatively model your financials.
Financials.
I think if you're
That's the
able to
only
do that-
thing I have.
If you're building
The rest-
that CDU, I was telling customer display unit.
Okay.
Fancy homes, you put a very fancy looking thing, you can buy it on Alibaba for $1,000, charge them 7,000 rupees. You put the data there and put it as a display unit, beautiful. And then you can see you can connect everything else into it. Home automation network.
Okay, one more product in Seabiscuit which we are developing now is the other challenge which thing is again manpower, gardeners. So now we are developing a product, sensor, which we embed in the soil. So,
why don't we keep it to the
okay.
No, I think that's a great idea. I think you should just use a little more creativity and you will see that. And if you need any connections with any of the builders in NCR region, we will let you know.
Okay.
Definitely can.
These are 20 years in plumbing business.
Yeah, so he should know everybody. That's what
No,
I
but it's also because of
No,
disadvantage.
but I think the help is
Eldeco,
more from
Yeah.
how you
Eldeco
price
is a
it.
very
Yeah.
progressive builder.
No, the financial package is what it is. What is it?
That's where I think.
We should not burn this. We should make revenue, and everything has to move.
Yeah.
The wheel has to move on. That's the challenge.
During your pitch, I was kind of looking for what is the need or the want for this kind of a product. And as we discussed, I think
Okay,
it's
you are.
getting a little bit more clear. But I would also like to say, more, I mean, wherever it is that there is regulation, like Deva for instance, or even earlier in Tamil Nadu when Jayalalitha was there and
She did for LCT.
rainwater harvesting.
Rainwater, even LCT.
So,
It has increased by 1% groundwater.
okay,
Because I am the plumbing thing, I know.
fantastic.
So it has, after 8 years, I think, it has, groundwater level has increased by 1%. And from now on, they are predicting it will only increase. Then so all these years it has just filled up whatever was depleted.
So those things, if you can bring it out, would be good. And at others, how is it actually helping them? This is
They have villas, they have 780 villas.
okay.
Okay, now water they have to buy. So who is going to bear the cost?
A lot of new projects across most cities.
It's near Devanhalli, that area. So
So one potential thing is many of these guys use water tankers. Each tanker has a
tanker is itself a lobby. It's a different, it's a different business
No,
model.
the RWAs, right? The resident welfare associations. So they bill separately and charge separately.
You know, this friction where it happens, no, they buy the villa, okay, they keep it vacant, or they will think they will occupy it after a few years. Or the software, they take a villa, they furnish the whole thing, then they are shifted abroad or something. They don't want to let it out because they have furnished it, so they keep it locked. But they end up paying for the water, which they not use. LCD, okay, they don't pay. So there the friction, the amount might be very low, but the friction starts.
And again, I was going to say the same thing. Water lorries in Chennai, for instance, when it becomes summer and there is water shortage in the city, there are so many water lorries flying, you never know if they are going to empty half a tank or full tank or what. There it will be very helpful.
No, that we have done for star hotels and all. What they do is they break the meter. The manual meter, they'll reverse it and they'll break it. No, it's all lobbies there.
Thank you.
In this, the pitch is concerned, there is a lot of clarity of thought. It is very clear what you are doing, definitely. But I feel that a lot of sophistication is done. It's very extremely crude. But
Yes.
lot of clarity. But when you are why sophistication means when you are pitching, you need money, but you are throwing the investor away by saying that we are trying to talk to a lot of people, nobody is showing interest. I mean, why will investors show interest?
Not investors, I'm talking about the developers.
Now, developer is not showing interest
Ah.
to buy your product and use it. Why will an investor show interest?
That's a negative. No, that's a fact, but so what to do?
But now you need to package it right.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
No, but packaging is what he's referring to.
But it will come. The next year it will come because now they are started.
No.
I got the
Feedback.
I got the feedback.
No, I just,
I got the message.
your clarity I am not denying. Very clear, you know what you are doing, you are ahead of time.
Okay.
You are ahead of time. You are telling the next 2 years, 3 years, it has to be done. Also, I know few people, they have solving this issue through IoT, through use of IoT. And they have done very well in my apartment, this, that, and all, but they do that. But this is a definitely good product, which is ahead of time, and people will do conservation of the power water is very important. But for you, so what kind of funding you need, whether you need a VC kind of funding or you need a debt kind of funding, you don't have clarity. And your sophistication, because the way you approach
Who have deployed what, but how it has to be packaged or how it has to be done.
that sophistication has to be done in a long way. Because you have lot of clarity, but lack of sophistication. Because you are approaching that kind of group, that kind of ecosystem, where the sophistication matters.
No, I gave it to KP. There's one more KP in jail.
No, please stop it. Just take the feedback.
Okay, then, thank you.
But a lot of clarity, very good, like you know what you mean.
No,
And one more thing is, I'm sorry, things like solenoid valve.
Huh?
I mean, you're in the plumbing business, you're an expert, and you're just rushing through those
Okay.
terminologies. For most of us who don't
Okay, solenoid valve is something
and
when signal is given, where it will shut off or it will open.
But the thing is, like when you are making the presentation,
Okay, to
most
explain
of
more
the
about.
audience will be-
May I remember? So you could just check
Okay.
and then. See, I think one nice thing about it is he never mentioned IoT. And it is actually.
This is
So,
That is what I said, sophistication is very much.
yeah.
See, a lot of things.
See, I found it a nice thing because a lot of people won't have any component of IoT or AI, they keep throwing it. And that's why I find it nice when you actually use it and you're not throwing
You
it.
are not telling me.
Yeah, but it actually helps when you're really doing it, it helps to talk about it.
You need to get the attention of the right people.
One of the last presentations that we had seen last month, I think, spoke of on one slide, data analytics,
Yeah.
AI, machine learning and blockchain all in one sentence.
Yeah, and they didn't have anything. So it helps to use the keywords and thanks, great. Just wanted to check, how many of you would want to sign up for something like this for your own house?
No.
water tank leaking.
I would like to get a distributorship for ice.
Plus, if I may add, we will be happy to collaborate with you to put in a proper business case and bring in the solution. What he was talking about, I was feeling that all along when you are presenting. The clarity is amazing. The product is too good, but the connecting
Packaging
shots,
is-
the connecting shots, packaging, like he said, we will be happy to help you.
I'll exchange cards on this.
And ISI, I'm just curious, you don't need BIS certification because me too.
ISI and all, we see IAPOMO, once again IAPOMO certification. The MD of IAPOMO Mrs. Nina Gupta is the MD for IAPOMO India. So all this comes automatically, it comes in.
So
If I get ISI, I cannot send in South Africa.
Yeah.
So
Do you need CE certification in Europe
For electronic.
for South Africa, CASA is there. Europe I don't know.
for electronics?
No, in South Africa, he wants a distributorship for that place. So he told me you need a CASA. But once I have the IAPOMO certificate, that becomes just filling a form. If I have ISI, then the whole thing is a
Because
rigorous.
the government of India made all kinds of devices which are doing metering, any kind of metering, they have to comply. Of course, the different thing, they don't have people to actually do it. They don't have
No
the
norms,
resources.
nothing is now.
Nothing is
it's
now
formulated.
mandatory.
It's all in there.
Yeah.
It can be this, it can be
Yeah,
that.
exactly, yeah.
Well, Mahesh will skip it because he has personal interest in the topic. So he doesn't want to. So he holds some
The conflict of interest.
Yeah, so he doesn't want to be any.
No, but it's good. I think you're sitting on a gold mine actually. It's going to really come up for the
So
next 3 years.
you could probably spend another half an hour and collect some checks. All right. Thank you so much. I missed out on asking. How many of you would want to sign up for a maid or a cook or anything? Yeah.
Because I know him and he's presented to me, that's why.
So
Good personality, passion.